Here's how to write an online advert to attract great entertainers to your kids' party company, and what you should never include in the advert. Let's go. This video is going to break down what is churn, where to find people, free versus paid ads, what job seekers are really looking for, and it's not what you think, and how to word your ad so that you don't have a whole load of trolls banging down your door just because you said something a bit weird, what to focus on in your ad to make sure that they're not left wondering, and what to leave out. The dream versus reality, and sadly I'm about to burst your bubble. And also the extra bit on how to sift through these tons of applicants and what to do with them. So let's start with churn. Churn is short for churn rate. That's the annual percentage rate of how many employees leave the business. Basically, like churning them out. This is why those big companies have human resources, because it's constantly, you have to keep constantly bringing them in to keep the whole wheel turning. We don't have that luxury as a small business. We have to do it ourselves. And it's the worst part of the job. The best idea is to treat your possible applicants like your clients, so you keep them entertained and excited about the job. If you need to get the best performers, then you need to attract them like bees to honey, and you need to go where the bees are. So where to find people, this has been my experience, so you don't end up doing the same thing that I did. I started on Gumtree. I thought, oh, free people. Everybody wants to be a superhero. Everybody wants to be a fairy. That's not the case. We're just crazy people. I started with Gumtree advertising and thinking I'll have flocks of people coming to me, begging me to come and work with them. But in reality, when you're on Gumtree, you're advertising next to really cheap photographers who are just starting out, parts of go-karts and old sheds. It's not going to bring the best performers into your area. So I thought, right, I'm going to go right where the source is. I'm going to go into those universities, get the students who are young, handsome, happy, wanting to do this job, and especially target those university campuses that have performing artists. Why wouldn't they want to do this job? I had a big poster up and it had pictures of a superhero and a magician and an entertainer with a puppet on it saying wanted, best work ever, weekend work only, you pick to choose when you want to work, which is true. I posted them up in the libraries, I posted them up in the canteens, all across the walls. I was literally coming around like this, sticking them up and then running off before anyone noticed, because you weren't allowed to do it. This isn't the 1990s anymore, Stephanie. I thought I might try it because there's not a massive big wall of, camper vans or anything like that to sell anymore. It's just my poster along with a couple of other posters. Bargain, everyone's going to see it. I heard absolutely nothing across 5 university campuses. Not one ditty. I thought maybe they've been taken down by some janitor who's very disgruntled, who wanted to be an actor when he was younger, but that's not the case. When I went back there, only about 5 weeks later, I was doing magic for this particular university. They were still on the walls. I can't understand it. I checked my phone number, nothing was wrong. People just didn't want it. So I thought, right, I'm going to go to the Brisbane and Gold Coast cosplay, where everybody wants to dress up. That's a great idea. I went along, dressed as Super Steph, with my little business cards, handed them out to any person who I thought was going to be suitable. And this is what I found. There's a whole different category of characters out there. Cosplayers are not the same as entertainers. They are people who are slightly geeky, like my partner, who want to just dress up, but they want to do it because of the sake of dressing up. They don't want to be going around entertaining at the same time. Usually they're quite introverted. That's what I found. I did get one girl out of that a few years ago, and that was it. A total waste of time. So then I went to another website called Star Now. Now Star Now has had its ups and downs. It used to be really good, and then it had a website change, and now it's just rubbish. I posted the advert up there, and all I get is people from about 2 hours away trying to get a job. I tried talking to my other hosts, and that actually worked okay. Talking to the other host saying, have you got a friend? Do you have any people who want to do this job? That's probably one of the highest things that I would rate to do. But I needed more. I'm getting busier. I couldn't just have, Tyra and her housemate, who possibly wants it done, but maybe he'll get back to me in 6 months. I needed it now. So I bought a Seek.com advert. I wanted the whole thing done and dusted, get it, like 3 more people in, and so that I could get over it and carry on doing something else, like videos like this. Do you know how much one of those Seek.com ads cost? $350 plus GST, I think. I think it's like $400, about £200. I'm thinking, okay, if I've got this £200 and I get 2 or 3 people, that's a bargain, because they'll go out and they'll just make that back for me within 2 or 3 shows. This was the pro part. You're on Seek.com, which is the biggest platform for people looking for jobs in Australia. And those bigger websites, they attract more bees, and you need the more bees to see which bee you actually like, which honey you like. And the cons are it's expensive, and a lot of the time you get a lot of people, but you can clearly see that they've probably been forced at gunpoint to press the apply button, because they clearly don't want to be there. So you have to make sure that your ad attracts as many bees as possible, so you can filter out which ones are there just for a looky-loo and which ones are there because they're desperate to be a superhero or a magician or an entertainer. In the olden days, back in the 90s, you were just lucky to get a job. Nowadays, it's all about how it's going to make them develop as a character. So you've got to evoke emotion. You've got to build up that ego that they are sort of basically the universe. You have to diminish their insecurities about doing an entertaining job. So in your advert, you have to start off with something exciting. But something like love singing, acting and dancing, love working whenever you want, love entertaining and being with kids, yes. Want the best job in the world? Forget the boring jobs where you get your boss breathing down your neck, telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. This is going to be for you. Forget the jobs with no appreciation and poor pay. Contact us right now to enjoy this incredible opportunity. It's like really beasting it up, using your talents to make other people happy. Then add on an extra bit about what they're going to get money-wise. With 1 to 5 parties per weekend, you can get up to XYZ. Then I'd recommend putting something about who you are, just to think, who is this person? Then I recommend putting something about what you are as a business. Who is this person? Where can I get this job from? Super Party Heroes is a collection of Queensland's best party entertainers, and we want you to join us with your incredible talents. So again, it's all about incredible talents, incredible skills that they have, how they're going to lift the world and with all their joy. We work as balloon twisters, face painters, entertainers. If you think that you can do this job, contact us immediately. So I always recommend putting a bit of urgency in there as well. And then what they get when they apply, and if they get the job, what would they get from it? Just not, you get, $50 an hour, nothing like that. What they want is an emotional attachment, as well as a $50 an hour, or $100 an hour, or $200. Feel truly appreciated in this job as people beg you for more of your entertaining skills. Gain incredibly fun skills to make you the life and soul of the party, including your own social life. Get paid well to play and have fun. Ages in festivals and fetes, shopping centres and kids' birthday parties in the park. We will make you a star. Also, what I've noticed as well, when I'm working actually with people, they are terrified that they don't have the confidence to do it. So I always address this in the advert. And when you're addressing it, you've got to think, what's going to make them stop to apply for this job? One lady, she thought that, because I said a size 10 to 12, because our costume's about that size, and she was just a slight 12, she was like, oh, I might not be able to fit into the 10. Just like we do with our clients, we have to think, how is this person going to think when they're reading this advert? So you need to raise the elephant in the room. Talk about how they're going to gain confidence, they're going to be the best person in the room after this amazing job, and how they're going to be supported by yourselves. Gain incredible confidence that this will be a life skill for you for the rest of your career. You are supported by Queensland's best and busiest magicians and entertainers. Take time off on the weekend so that you can enjoy your social life. Flexible work for busy people. And then I put an extra, absolutely free access to Payday Parties course. So then we need to put in what we need from them. Fun people that have a car. There's a lot of costume changes and equipment, so a car is a must. I put that bit in, otherwise you're continuously getting this backwards and forwards of people who don't have cars, who think that it's okay that they can balance all the costumes onto the top of the bicycle. Fun people that are available 80% of the time, Saturdays and Sundays. I put this again just to make sure that we don't have people saying, I can work on a Saturday once a month. It's just, we try and get them as niche as possible. Ability to rock a microphone. Now, when you hear this, I know I would be very attracted to that. If I've got a microphone in my hand, then I just think that I'm Madonna. Then I say what other things will get them extra points. For example, if they know how to face paint, balloon twist, or acrobats, those sorts of things as well. Then at the bottom, hurry, this amazing opportunity is once in a lifetime. Do not miss this opportunity. I want them to think, oh my God, I get this job. And then at the end, I always add a PS. This is something that Dan Kennedy, I've read about that, because people scroll and they get to the bottom and they sometimes read from the bottom up. So if you write a PS on there, it's usually read sort of about a lot more than the middle of the text. So on there, what I've done is done a compilation of 42 of my performers over the years and basically said, this is what other performers in your area think about doing this type of work. And they're all saying,
oh yes, amazing work. Oh yeah, super stiff, February, all this sort of stuff.
And yeah, and hopefully that will get them over the edge. How to work your ad so that you don't have a ton of bad press. Oh, you only want Caucasian white girls and not ethnic minorities. I've had it all. I've had you are fattest, all of these sorts of things. You're going to get it, but sometimes I'll tell you the little tricks to put in at the bottom. So instead, if you put the costume around size 10, then because you need everybody to fit in just in case that somebody gets sick, don't put, we need size 10. Put in instead, young adults of all genders and ethnicities, I can't say that with my brace, ethnicities are welcome to apply. If you're like me, you'll still have people on board who can't fit into the costumes, who can go into different types of costumes or have their own costumes. But we really need sometimes to get the correct person to fit in the costume that we've already got in the back. If I'm going for male hosts, I'm going to get female backlash. I'm going to go female hosts. Males don't really care that much. I don't know why. You don't usually get many keyboard Karens. But so when I put a male host one, I put this at the bottom. This is for male hosts, as we need to portray male characters. However, if you are a female host and you think this is the best job ever, we encourage you also to apply, because we sometimes have spots available for female hosts. Then I put in brackets, however, you may need to wait for a response, because I'm not going to go back, and sometimes you get people, have you got my CV yet? I want to focus on saying in your ad so that they're not left wondering. Any person who's wondering will just click off. So imagine what's going through their heads and answer it as succinct as possible. Succinct, is that the word? If you have costumes, or are they meant to supply it? So answer that in your ad. Are you training them up, or are they meant to be coming fully trained? Are they going out on their own? Where are you based? Like me. Meow. Make sure it sounds all positive in your ad and exciting and urgent. You need urgency. Okay, now this is the dream versus reality. I have got to tell you this, because otherwise you'll think, what am I doing wrong? Why am I getting such rubbish people applying for my ads? This is what happens, and it's a numbers game, so you just have to think of that. Although it's depressing. In reality, you're going to get about 100 people. Sometimes I get about 140. If I'm going for male and female, about 90% of those will be female party entertainers. It is so much easier to get female entertainers than it is men. So you're going to get like this 100 people. And then what I recommend that you do is just for every single one of them that looks basically okay, who has a car, just put a post. Okay, congratulations, you got to round 1. Please send us a photo and tell us why you want to be a superhero. And also I put as well, which suburb are you in, because I always have the costumes to hire and I don't want them coming from an hour and a half away and all that sort of jazz. So I want them local. But what you're doing is now you're filtering all of these hundreds of people, because you can't write back to every single one. Just filter them by sending that, and the people that reply back to you are the actual keen people. Don't even chase the other ones. So you get 100 people, 25 people will probably send you a photo with some extra information. 13 of them out of those 25 will probably be okay. Not even that, usually. It's very depressing. And then you'll want to meet them. I usually meet them on a Zoom call. Out of those 100 people who 25 sent all the images and 13 you've contacted, about 8 maximum will show up. So again, it's a numbers game. It's basically standard selling metrics. 8% is really actually quite good conversion rate. A big wake-up call onto who's going to be really good at doing this particular job in this industry is going to be your cover letter. The cover letters that they give you, I don't even look at the resume. I go straight to the cover letter and see what type of person they are. If they're just some person who doesn't even supply a cover letter, then you know that you're going down the wrong route with that one. If you get somebody who says a very, very generic cover letter, you know, I have been in the building industry for 25 years and I'm RSA 4265 qualified, then you also know that they're not really looking for a job with you. But if they have one where it's saying, hey, I've always wanted to be a children's entertainer, I love working with kids, even if they don't have a resume, they are straight to the top of my list. Then I go to a Zoom call and chat to them and see if they can do some entertaining. Whoa! And they can be larger than life. If they can't be larger than life, it's so much easier to train someone who's larger than life than it is to actually start from scratch with somebody who's like, hey everybody, I'm larger than life. You know how it goes. You're in the industry. It's so hard. Just get somebody who's out there zany already and wait for them. Hire slow, fire fast. That's what they say in the selling game. You don't want to try and get somebody quickly because you've got a space to fill, only to find that you've trained them up, only to find that you're going to have to fire them in a few weeks' time anyway, or they're not going to do the best job. You're just wasting your time. And don't forget to run your advert through AI. Make this sound more fun, ChatGPT. And I guarantee they'll put it in bullet points. It'll be fun. Oh, it'll be so lovely. You and ChatGPT. It's a romance. It's a romance. So if you like this video, watch my next video up here or up here. Don't know where it's going to be. It's a mystery. On top 7 tips to be the highest paid entertainer in your area. That's it. I'm off now. A cup of tea. Bye.